Eala begins Aussie Open preparation with Macau Tennis Masters stint. Manila, Philippines. Eala primes up for her anticipated Australian Open campaign early next year with an exhibition stint in 3 events at the MGM Macau Tennis Masters this weekend. The 20-year-old Filipina gets a chance to duke it out against the sports legends and fellow rising stars as she vies in the Captain's Challenge, mixed doubles and women's singles for the 2-day showcase starting at 2 p.m. Saturday. Eala, WTA number 53, teams up with British star Jack Draper, ADP number 10, and Chinese Jerry Shang, ADP number 253, for Team Lina of China against the squad assembled by Spanish legend Conchita Martinez. Starring for Team Martinez are ADP number 14 Alejandro Davidovich Fokina of Spain, ADP number 19 Jakub Mensik of Czechia, and WTA number 9 Mira Andreeva of Russia. A very merry practice. Eala posted on her social media account with a photo of her teammates and Andreeva. Eala later in the day will also figure in the mixed doubles, with Shang against the 18-year-old Andreeva and ADP number 182 Yibing Wu, also from China. Then it's Eala versus Andreeva in the women's singles on Sunday for their first duel in 3 years. Eala swept Andreeva 6-4, 6-0 in the quarterfinals of the 2022 U.S. Open that she ultimately ruled to become the first Filipina junior Grand Slam champion. They also teamed up for a second-round finish in the doubles of the same event. The Macau Masters serves as Eala's final event in a stellar season marked by her first WTA Tour title, qualification to all Grand Slams, and then rise to the world's top 50 ahead of the Australian Open from January 12th to February 1st in Melbourne, and possibly the WTA Philippine Women's Open from January 26th to 31st for her first home tournament ever in Manila. She is fresh off a 1 gold, 2 bronze run in the Southeast Asian Games last week in Nonthaburi, Thailand. Eala netted bronze medals in the women's team event with Steffi Aludo, Alexa Milliam, Teniel Mides, and Shara Rivera, as well as in the mixed doubles with Nino Alcantara. She then saved her best for last, cruising to a 6-2, 6-1 romp of home bet Manikaya Sawanki in the women's singles finals to become the first Filipina SC champion since Mari Cris Fernandez in 1999. The season always announces itself quietly for those who listen closely. A new calendar page, a fresh grip on the racket, the hush before the first serve. For Eala, the year's opening note is struck not on the sun-baked courts of Melbourne, but amid the neon shimmer and seaside calm of Macau. Here, at the Macau Tennis Masters, she begins the careful, deliberate work of preparing for the Australian Open, one rally at a time. Macau is an unusual prelude to a Grand Slam, and that is precisely why it fits. The city hums with contrasts. Old stone churches standing beside mirrored towers, narrow streets opening onto wide promenades, tradition and ambition sharing the same breath. For Eala, whose own journey balances youthful curiosity with professional resolve, the setting feels symbolic. Preparation, she knows, is not about reproducing the destination, but about sharpening the tools that will carry her there. The Macau Tennis Masters is less about points and more about purpose. It offers competitive rhythm without the relentless grind of a full tour stop, space to test strokes without the weight of expectation. Eala arrives with a clear intent to tune her game, harden her body, and quiet her mind before the Australian Open's roar takes over. Every session becomes a laboratory, every match a conversation with her future self. On court, her movement tells the story first. The early season rust is chased away by crisp footwork drills, split steps timed to perfection, sprints that end with a forehand whipped cross-court. Eala's lefty serve, long a weapon, gets special attention. She experiments with placement, not just pace, carving angles that pull imaginary opponents wide. In Macau's warm air, the ball pops off the strings, and the feedback is immediate. This is what preparation looks like when it is done with intention. But the work is not only physical. Between matches, Eala sits with her coaches, reviewing patterns, not highlights. The questions are simple and sharp. Did you choose the right shot under pressure? Did you reset quickly after losing a point? Did you trust your legs late in the rally? The reminder is constant. Grand Slams are marathons disguised as sprints. The Australian Open especially, rewards those who can manage energy and emotion across long, punishing matches. Macau offers a gentle proving ground for that discipline. The crowds are attentive, appreciative, close enough to feel personal. Eala acknowledges them with a smile, but her eyes return quickly to the baseline. She practices staying present, treating each point as its own universe. In Melbourne, distractions multiply. Here, she rehearses how to let them fade. Off the court, the city becomes part of her preparation in quieter ways. Morning walks along the water loosen stiff muscles. Meals are balanced carefully, fuel, not indulgence, though the temptation is everywhere. She learns the rhythm of travel again, packing, unpacking, sleeping in unfamiliar beds, finding calm in routine. These details, mundane as they seem, often decide tournaments. The Australian Open is unforgiving to those who arrive unprepared for life between matches. Eala's journey has always been marked by a sense of forward motion. From junior dominance to the steady climb through the professional ranks, she has learned to see progress not as leaps, but as layers. Macau adds another layer. The matches are competitive enough to expose weaknesses, forgiving enough to allow experimentation. She tests a more aggressive return position, ventures to the net with greater frequency, and practices closing points decisively. The goal is not perfection, it is readiness. There is also the quiet pressure of representation. Eala carries with her the hopes of a tennis-loving nation eager for new milestones. She understands that weight, but she does not let it define her preparation. In Macau, she focuses inward, grounding herself in process rather than outcome. The Australian Open will bring headlines and history. For now, there's only the next practice set. As the tournament progresses, subtle improvements appear. The second serve grows more reliable under stress. Defensive lobs land deeper. Recovery between points becomes more efficient, breath controlled, shoulders relaxed. These are small victories, invisible to most, invaluable to a player with Grand Slam ambitions. Eala knows that in Melbourne, matches can turn on a single game, sometimes a single shot. Preparation is the accumulation of thousands of such moments, rehearsed until they feel instinctive. When the Macau Tennis Masters draws to a close, there is no grand declaration, no dramatic send-off. Eala packs her bags, with the same focus she brought to her warm-ups. The stint has done its job. She leaves with match toughness restored,